Hey, what's up guys, it's Phoenix Lee back with another video. In today's video, we'll be looking at Mr. Savage's most recent Cash Cup performance where he came first. We'll look at some of his unique rotations, his excellent positioning, and his aggressive endgame playstyle. First, let's look at his loadout choices for this Cash Cup. Savage typically ran both the primal and mechanical ARs, and he didn't seem to have a preference towards one. For shotguns, he almost always used the pump. Then for his third slot, he would either use a harpoon or RPG. Then Savage would run double heals. The most interesting thing I saw from Savage was how he intentionally farmed mechanical parts throughout the mid-game to allow him to upgrade weapons that he found off players. In Game 1, Savage was able to upgrade a blue makeshift AR into a Scar because of this. The most interesting thing about Mr. Savage's off-spawn is how he only fought off-spawn twice throughout his 7 games. This is because Mr. Savage landed on the reverse 2K trio split and would just take as much loot as he could without having to fight. This should serve as a reminder that you don't have to be super aggressive to win this Cash Cup. This Cash Cup format is very placement heavy, so don't feel forced to take fights off spawn and try and fight for the best loot. You just have to win the games. There isn't much to talk about Savage's mid-game. He would just consistently cart to the center of second and third zone as much as possible and play for refarms on buildings. Savage doesn't take many mid-game fights, and he tries to set himself up for good positions going into endgame. Savage had one of the best endgame performances in this Cash Cup that I've seen in a long time. Savage always looks for a refresh on the 50-50 zone. He does this by being hyper aware, and if anyone around him gets shield cracked, he instantly looks to start box fighting that player. Savage consistently went into endgame with cap mats or close to it because of these 50-50 refreshes. The next thing that Savage did very well is playing out his utility. This Cash Cup was played while Easter eggs were in the game. Savage was able to get eggs multiple times, and he would use them to get to the front side of zone and movings. Savage would also use eggs' low gravity effect to grab height very easily. Although Easter eggs won't be in the game for the next Cash Cup, this performance from Savage highlights another item that gives the same effect, the Hop Flopper. The Hop Flopper gives the same low gravity effect and can do the same thing as Easter eggs. The second way that Savage uses his utility is through the harpoon. Savage used the harpoon extremely effectively to find refreshes. He would do this in 2 ways. The first way is by looking back into zone and trying to harpoon loot. This is the most intuitive way to find loot with the harpoon, but Savage would also use the harpoon to get into boxes. While players are tarping, their builds are weak, so Savage can get into a box and win aim duels to find refreshes to continue throughout the endgame. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you learned something, make sure to leave a like, and if you want more content like this in the future, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/PhoenixLee. It is also linked in the description. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and thank you guys so much for watching.